All right, before we say goodbye, let's just update you with some more of the reaction coming through to the death of former President F.W. de Klerk. The South African Council of Churches has released a statement that's on behalf of the General Secretary, Bishop Malusi Mpolwana, saying that the Council of Churches joins the rest of South Africa in expressing condolences. Mr. de Klerk, it goes on to say, will be remembered for the decision he took to persuade his ruling National Party to abandon the injurious policies of apartheid that dehumanized millions of his fellow citizens for decades in what has been described by the UN as a crime against humanity. The SABC embraced the change that Mr. de Klerk brought about, beginning with the unbanning of liberation movements and the release of political prisoners, of course, notably including Nelson Mandela, who spent his first night of freedom at the home of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a former General Secretary of the SABC. We are heartened, the Council of Churches says, that Mr. de Klerk departed in a spirit that was at one with the best instincts of justice, recognizing and admitting the horrible injustices of apartheid. Of course, there may be reason to also look at these aspects of apartheid, dirty tricks that he may have been part of in government, but this is not the time. The country remains dangerously splintered and variously wounded, and his passing should rather offer us all a moment to pluck up the courage to build a common South African identity beyond the apartheid legacy of racial and ethnic divisions that now define our politics. A hard-hitting statement from the South African Council of Churches tonight. All right, from me and the Full View News team, that is a wrap. But of course, weather to come and sporting action with Ollie. From me, good night.
Thank you very much, Francis. As earlier alluded to, the sport bulletin will be slightly different, and that is because we are building up to a very exciting encounter. It is the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, the group stage matches, and of course, for Bafana, they find themselves on the cusp of advancing to the next round, but they still have a lot to do, and that means beating Zimbabwe. They were given, though, a favor by the Ethiopians when they held the Black Stars of Ghana to a 1-1 draw. And of course, when you do tune in to this encounter, you will find that I have got the best in the business when it comes to football analysis. I am with Dr. Khumalo and Phumudzo Manenzhe, who will be dissecting this all-important encounter. A very warm welcome to you, gentlemen. Just as alluded to at the top, it is very important. And of course, Ethiopia have given Bafana that little bit of grace.
Yeah, good evening to you and the viewers. It is an important encounter because we just witnessed the 1-1 draw, Ethiopia, Ghana. But again, we just have to do it for ourselves at South Africa, because if you look at the games that they've played, we didn't depend on any country. We went out and won the games. So they cannot falter not to finish off the race, because it's only 2 games to go. So history told us that we don't have to depend on the last game. The last time we played Sudan, we didn't make it. So our last game is against Ghana. That has played draw. They've played draw now against Ethiopia. So now we have to make sure that we get the 3 points against Zimbabwe.
And Phumudzo, of course, it's looking good for Bafana. They're still the only unbeaten team in Group G.
Yeah, the only unbeaten team, the only team that has only conceded 1 goal. When you're looking at Ronwen Williams, he has kept 3 clean sheets. He's the captain. He has been leading from the front. Bafana welcomes back the Lion of Judah. Pesitau is back, the most experienced member of that Bafana team with the 32 caps that he has, 13 goals that he has scored. We also welcome back Keegan Dolly into the Bafana team. So when you're looking at that combination, that's the combination that won Mamelodi Sundowns, the CAF Champions League, with Pesitau, Dolly, and the other man that is playing for Zimbabwe, who's the captain today, Kamabilia. That was the front 3 for Mamelodi Sundowns when they won the CAF Champions League in 2016. But earlier on, we were done a favor. Ethiopia, they did us a favor, but they were preparing for themselves. That's the well-taken goal that was taken by Andre Ayew. Scoring on his 99th cap, scoring the goal there for Ghana, celebrating. They thought, yes, the floodgates has opened in this moment. But little did they know what Ethiopia had in mind. Kibete, the captain of Ethiopia, coming in and really saving the day for Bafana Bafana. We are saying Ethiopia did us a favor. No, they're preparing for AFCON. So they did themselves a favor in terms of preparation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I must give credit to the Ethiopians because, when we watch how they played. Now, if you look at the graphics, South Africans don't have to panic because if you look at games played, Ghana played 5, so we still have to play 4. But again, Phumudzo was talking about in terms of this group. Goal difference, we are at 4 and Ghana is at 3. So we just have to make sure that we don't concede a lot of goals, but we need to score more goals in order for us, if only it has to go to the wire whereby points maybe we're equal. So now the goal difference will be the one that will be considered.
And just in terms of permutations, to further elaborate on that, for South Africa to advance to the next group, what needs to happen today and on Sunday?
Let's differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
For AFCON qualification, it's head-to-head. For World Cup qualification, is goal difference. As you see the team arriving at FNB Stadium, Hugo Bruce, the man that has really changed Bafana, brought in youngsters. There's a new life for Bafana, new hope. The country has been complaining that we are forever rebuilding. This time at least, Phumudzo foundation. Says figure I'm window in manje. Today's game is going to cement our road to Qatar. We need to do it ourselves. It's in our own hands.
Yeah.
And the team is going to be led out by Ronan Williams, who's the captain of the team. I'm happy that let the occasion not get to the players.
Yeah.
Let them go out there and play the game. Let them go out there and get the maximum points. At the moment, we are on 10 points with Ghana, but we have a game in hand. We need to use our game in hand to our advantage. Using it to our advantage is for us. By the time we go to bed today, we need to be on 13 points and have a very positive goal difference.
But also, we're talking about a Zimbabwean side that is not going to make things easy for South Africa. They're also preparing for the AFCON.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a team that's unfortunately will be missing a couple of international players for tonight's encounter. But if you're looking at the starting lineup, wow. South Africa has to dig deep. Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it. South Africa up against the Warriors of Zimbabwe. The kickoff is set for 9 p.m. 3 points will do for the South Africans to ensure that they still remain atop of that group and really on the cusp of advancing to the next round of qualifications. Of course, that will happen in March of next year. And then only 5 of the African teams will progress through to the World Cup that will be staged in Qatar from the 18th of November till the 21st of December. So South Africa wants to make sure that they will be a part of it. You can, of course, join us as we lead up and build up to that all-important match. And it will be on the DTT channel. You can stream it on Telkom 1, on OpenView channel 124. And most importantly, it will be live on SABC 1. Thank you so much for joining us on The Full View. Coming up next is, of course, The Watchdog with Vuyamvogo. Good evening.